What's good, guys? LM7 here, back again with another review. This time we're looking at a seasonal promotional set, the Gingerbread AT-AT. So right off the bat, this set is also strange, kind of out of nowhere. It's similar to the Christmas X-Wing that came out a while ago. It was a employee exclusive gift, but they decided to do the Christmas set for everyone to get this time around. And I think it's kind of funny. So, ages 10 plus, 40806, the Gingerbread AT-AT. 697 pieces, and includes one minifigure. It is $59.99 in the US and $69.99 in Canada. As of right now, the day after it came out, it's already back ordered. So apparently, this was more popular than people were gonna expect it to be. I didn't necessarily think it was going to be popular, but I recommended anyone who had any kind of inclination on this set to get it early, because it's probably not going to be around for long if it's like that little other promotional set from a couple years ago with the Venator, the Millennium Falcon holiday thing. That didn't stick around too long. But maybe this one will have a longer lifespan. Who knows? And here's a back of the box. Just shows a little winter wonderland and the features of the set. We will look at all of that in a little bit. So, the book. Again, boring front. Don't love it, but that is what it is now. And the final model comes in at 105 pages. You can see a little gingerbread Darth Vader there. Shows you when you're done. And it wasn't a super long build. 700 pieces isn't anything to sneeze at. It's not massive. And a lot of the pieces are smaller little decorative pieces in this one. So 700 doesn't feel quite as big, which is why it's only a $60 set. Which I don't think is terrible either. We'll come back to the price in a little bit. But a relatively short build. You know, the majority of it is going to be building feet and legs. Anyone who's built any kind of AT-AT already knows how it's going to go. And speaking of the build, I'll catch you guys in a minute. And I'm going to build it, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we built our walker, and if you watched it all closely, in any regard, you can see that the majority of the time is the legs. It usually is. This one is a little different because it's got a lot of little decorative pieces on it, so that takes a little bit of time, especially the gingerbread icing on the side, which we'll look at in a second. So our one highly exclusive minifigure, which is the reason you're going to get this set if you care at all, is Gingerbread Darth Vader. And he's got, little cookie dough printing on him and frosting, and it's silly and hand-drawn because, cookies aren't usually perfect. And he comes with a cookie and a candy cane and his regular lightsaber. And then he's got his gingerbread cape, which I think is kind of silly too, frosting over the edges there. So this time around, they didn't really care about Anakin, his face, so you just get a standard brown head this time. Nothing too crazy. I'm not upset. I don't really care at all, to be honest. And underneath the cape, he has the similar. That was redundant to me. The similar stuff on the front, little gingerbread patterning and frosting decals there. So definitely the reason you're going to buy the set is this minifigure here. And I expect he's going to be worth quite a bit at some time. So if you want to invest in something, this might be the one. This might be the one. I think he's cool. And now you can technically have the gingerbread one, regular one, and the Jedi one. So you have 3 different colors of Darth Vader, which is silly too, you know. They're doing that a lot lately with the Millennium Falcon and now Darth Vader. And now we have a different color AT-AT. What's next? A white AT-AT? You never know. All right. So the walker itself, coming in at 700 pieces just about. It is considerably smaller than all of the other standard minifig set walkers. It's not scaled. It's just a little promo set, so don't expect it to be massive or anything. I thought it was pretty fun to build. It was interesting. Like, it's a very similar AT-AT build. I say that as someone just working on a move, so I took apart all my AT-ATs, including the collector's one. So they're all fairly similar in how they're constructed. This one is a little different because it's a little smaller, and obviously the gingerbread aesthetic going on there. So just taking a little look, you can see I was talking about this little cord. You get 2 of these, one on each side. You put little lights on it. They're like little sprinkles. It's just frosting going around the side of the walker. I think it was silly, along with all the like silly little coloring sprinkles you got all over it. You could totally forget all of them if you don't want to use them, if you think it looks weird, but like, why'd you get the set if you didn't want it to look weird? It's already weird looking, right? It's a weird chibi size. You can see like Darth Vader's almost as tall as the body, which is bizarre for an AT-AT. But like I said, that's the whole point. It's a good deal for this weird exclusive set, but as far as AT-ATs goes, it's weird. As far as silly little promo sets that like you get and maybe you put on your desk at work or something, it's pretty fun. Or, you know, you only put out during Christmas and blah, blah, blah. So just some of the details. They changed, you know, all the colors. Gray is now brown and frosting sprinkled throughout. I really like the feet, using the little cake. This little specialized cake piece right there. I think that's cool. With the little bows and stuff. They were fun to build. You know, repetitive, obviously, because AT-AT is 4 identical legs, so you're doing everything 4 times. But I thought it was fun nonetheless, and especially here, they use these newer Technic pieces. Right here, these dark gray pieces in here. They're one singular piece now with 2 ends, which is pretty cool. You could see some interesting uses for that if you don't want to make this particular AT-AT. Or maybe you could make a full-scale regular one using those pieces. Maybe they will in the future. You know, knock on wood, I'm sure they will. All right, so aesthetic is silly. Gingerbread and candy cane blasters and all that fun stuff. So what does it do? You can, of course, open it up and put a minifigure in the head of the AT-AT. But this time around, it isn't scaled at all. So if you do put a minifigure in there, it doesn't close. A little unfortunate, but at this scale, I think it's understandable because it's not going for accuracy or anything like that. So you're just going to put it out probably by a Christmas tree or whatever. And, you know, you want to see Darth Vader because he's funny too. I think it's scaled this side specifically because of the cake piece and the feet, if I had to take a wild guess. But you never know. So Darth Vader, he does fit in there if you really wanted to put a minifigure in there, but you don't have to. Other than that, not really much going on in there. That's it. That's the entire head of the walker. It doesn't swivel or anything. It's just this one round neck joint, keeping the whole thing together. Like all AT-ATs, the feet move. They're on a free swivel, so they can balance however you want them to. And just like all AT-ATs, they do have positionable legs. This time with that one big piece in the middle, the joints are a little different than we're used to. Still the same kind of articulation though, but I am going to leave it as such because I will admit these pieces here on the ankles are a little fragile because they're only connected by 2 studs, so they do come off quite a bit when you're trying to position the legs. Little downside, not a huge bummer. You pop them back on, call it a day. So then you can open up the inside just like all AT-ATs, and you can put Darth Vader in there. He's got a little room. And on the flap each side you have a little wreath, and you got your stockings on the inside there with a little Christmas decoration. Darth Vader has a little fireplace in there. That's pretty silly. What are we focusing on? I would like to focus on the fireplace, please. There we go. Little fireplace, you know, that's funny. On the other side, you have some presents. You can take them out. There's a red present on that side and a green present on that side. They do come out. Obviously, it did show it in the on the back of the box there. However, I'm not going to do such because my big fingers, I find it hard to put them back in. But that's just a me thing. So, other than that, that's about it for the Gingerbread AT-AT. It has a couple features. Obviously, it's not really meant for huge, you know, play. I mean, you can play with it all you want. It's pretty durable. I've seen some people say it's a little fragile, but I don't know. I'm picking it up by the side there, or like you pick up most AT-ATs underneath the body if you can hold the top too. That's pretty solid. These panels, you know, some people may find a little fragile if you're roughhousing with it, just because they're only on like the hinge tables. But I haven't found any problems with that, so I don't know. To each their own on that regard. Like I said, the only thing I really find is that those little ankle pieces come off fairly easily, but they go back on in 4 seconds, so whatever. If you want to nitpick, I'd say go try and get one, but right now they are back ordered as of the day after it's released, so you may have to wait to get them again. I don't know if you're going to find these in stores. Probably not. If I had to take another guess, I'm pretty sure they're just going to stay at the Lego store, so that's where you're going to have to try and find them. Overall, it's a pretty fun little set. Definitely interesting. I like little weird sets like this. You know, comes out of nowhere and goes away, and you never see it again. And you know, someday, you know, like, hey, that's a silly little set. Where'd you get that one? Oh, you know, it was a promo from forever ago. And like I said, you display with your Christmas stuff or not. That's up to you. But worth the price, at least in my opinion. If you can find one and get the Darth Vader, I'd recommend it. He's probably going to be worth a lot if you care about that kind of stuff. Otherwise, it's a fun little cute Christmas set that hopefully you can get before Christmas. Let me know what you guys think. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.